Lawin Media Network,
bringing to you the most relevant content across all platforms.
business, legal, politics, health, lifestyle, and entertainment.
Your source for all the news and updates in the greater Houston community from Texas and all over the world.
Get informed and empowered with Lawin Media Network.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Pink Table Talk. I'm your host, Dr. Carly D., a doctorally prepared registered nurse, educator, professional development specialist, mentor, and victims advocate and thriver. The show is produced by Lawin Media Network, and you can catch us live every Wednesday at 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern, either through our Facebook channel, YouTube, Twitch TV, and on all podcast platforms, including Amazon, Spotify, and Google. Tonight, we have a special episode. We're going to have an evening of politics and passion. We have a special guest with us tonight, LaToya Hunny Phillips. She is a candidate for councilwoman at large in Rosenberg. She is an author of a book called She's a Runner. She also is the founder of the Fort Bend County Pride Festival. So I would love for you all to welcome my guest, LaToya Hunny Phillips. Welcome to the show. I'm so happy to have you here with us tonight. I've been waiting for this episode. I'm just so happy to have you here. It truly is an honor. I love all of the work that you're doing and everything that you're doing in the community. So for our audience at home, can you tell us who is LaToya Hunny Phillips?
Hello, everybody, and thank you for having me. Who is LaToya Hunny Phillips? A lot. Everything. A wife, a sister, a friend, confident, political, author, founder, birth to a lot of things.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. You're doing a lot of great things, and you have a long career of impacting your community. But affectionately, you're known as Hunny. Can you give us the story behind that nickname?
Hunny is so when I first came out, I was like, I couldn't come out as LaToya because I didn't want people to know I was gay. So I was like, I need a gay name. Because I was hearing all these cool names that everybody else said. So I was like, let me find something that resonated with me. Winnie the Pooh is my favorite cartoon. And I was like, I don't want to be called Winnie the Pooh or Pooh Bear because I was chubbier back then. And so I was like, what the hell? I was like, no English, no even what he said. So I'm like, Chris Robin, I'm a female. So I was like, Hunny sweet. So it's Hunny. And I've never heard of another Hunny. I was the first Hunny. But yeah, so it's Hunny.
Yes, I love that nickname. I think it's so cute and it represents your sweet nature as well. So tell us more about your upbringing and what inspired you to be a community activist.
I never wanted to be a community activist. This is something that just kind of fell on my plate. Growing up, like elementary, middle school, I always got in trouble for taking up for people because I don't like bullies, and I always got in trouble for minding somebody else's business. So it's just something that just happened. So I just can't sit back and like let somebody get like talked about or just bullied, period, after stepping the gap. So that's just how it happened.
So you would find yourself being more of a protector of others.
Yes.
And who are the people that you protect? Is it anybody or is there a special population?
Anybody, that's my problem. I'm in trouble for everybody else.
Yeah.
Never me.
So you're kind of like a big sister or a big mama for
Yeah.
the community. That's good. That's and so now, how would you see that role playing out in your community efforts as the protector or the big mom?
Well, in Fort Bend County, I wanted to do something different. Being raised in Harris County, it's kind of like flooded with a lot of nonprofits and stuff like that. So I was like, why would I do something in Harris County when I can do something in Fort Bend that hasn't been done? So that's the birth of Fort Bend County Pride. And just so people don't have to travel back to Houston for things, we can do stuff in our county and it represents our county. We're like the 4th or 5th most diverse county in the U.S. So I was like, we should just go ahead and, try to make it happen.
That's wonderful. And by making it happen, you mean by starting the Pride Festival?
Yes.
Okay, so tell us, what was the inspiration behind that? How did you start it? Was it just like a one-day thing and it exploded?
I don't even know how it started, but I just woke up one day and told my wife, hey, I want to start feeling like Pride. And she was like, what the hell? She was like, how are we gonna make it happen? I was like, I don't know. Then I got a call from one of the commissioners, Commissioner Dexter McCoy, and his office was like, what can we do to help? I called that bluff. I was like, we need a venue.
Precinct 4.
Yes, Precinct 4, Fort Bend County. And so they just helped follow through with everything. They got the rest of the commissioners and county judge involved, and they helped us out our first year. And so it was a lot of help for, believe it or not, from the politicians, especially in Precinct 4, to help make it possible.
That's wonderful. So tell us more about what the festival is. Is it a celebration of people or what is it about?
Celebration of everything. Fort Bend County Pride is different from most prides. The first thing, we're real diverse. Like, you're gonna see all types of folks here. We're indoors at our county fairgrounds. And I try to be real particular about like choosing entertainment. It has to be diverse. We have Asian entertainers, we have drag kings, we have drag queens, we have Caucasian country singers, R&B singers, bisexual people, like all aspects of the LGBT, of the rainbow, and culturally too as well. We want to represent that because I feel like in the LGBT community, it's all about the drag queens. And I love our queens. I feel like I'm a queen, but we're so much more than drag queens.
Yeah.
So we try to exhibit that here. We have a senior corner, a kids zone. The seniors really don't be in that corner. Like, they don't. I have bingo for free prizes. They want to be in the mix everywhere. We have the kids zone. We have food. We have. I try to pick different vendors from all the other products. It's a ton of products around us. So I don't want them to see the same thing, like the same experience. So this past year, we just started doing theme prides. So this theme pride was Superheroes of Pride. So we try to put a different spin on things and stuff like that to make it a different experience, so it won't feel like you repeating like over and over. And then we're also in August. Yeah, we're in August. We're indoors.
Oh, okay.
And we got our tables and chairs.
Oh,
So yeah, those are just it. But we're trying to make it comfortable for everybody. Plenty of parking, we have security, we have constables, private security, and our Rosenberg Police Department out there. So we haven't had any incidents. The first year we had free protesters. This year we didn't have any protesters. So it's really a good experience.
That's nice. It sounds like a fun festival. And so it's every August?
Yes.
Okay.
So originally the first day was August 11th, and we did get a proclamation in Fort Bend County. So August 11th is officially Fort Bend County Pride Day in the county, but we try to do it the Sunday that's before the August 11th. So this year was August 10th. Next year will be August 9th.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Very nice. And what did it feel like after that first festival, actually getting it?
That's hard, because I don't really feel nothing, I just keep going, like, I go to this thing, and everybody tells me I need to stop and enjoy it, and I just be on to the next.
Yeah.
But, for a brief moment, it was like, damn, I really did this, but I just been trying to go to the next thing.
Speaking of always on the go and going to the next thing, we have your book here, She's a Runner.
She's a runner, she's a track star.
So tell us what inspired you to write this book and why this particular title?
Why I wrote the book. I wrote the book because I feel like a lot of people, we are conditioned with our families, from our families, and we don't even know it. From politics, growing up, my mom used to say, oh, we're Democrats. You need to blue all the way down the line, no matter what. Even, if it was good or bad, she didn't speak of good or bad, she said, blue, that's what it is. And growing up now, I really feel like I'm really more of a liberal, but liberals don't get that much play. But I vote on what aligns with my values. But I am a Democrat. However, if a Democrat is doing something bad, I'm not fit to go for, we're not fit to do that. So, even with religion, my mom was like, we're Church of Christ. I grew up Church of Christ. And when I got older, I was like, I'm a lesbian. And then Church of Christ was like, you're going to burn the hill if you can go to another church. I'm like, I'm burning those time. I'm a lesbian. So I strayed away from the church and the word until I got married and things were just going so well in my marriage. I was like, you know what, I have to try to bring God into this. So I started going to church, and I had a talk with my grandmother, and I was like, man, why are we Church of Christ? She was like, I don't want to move down from Boston. The neighbor was Church of Christ, so I went to church with her. So I was like, that's not a valid excuse to just because your neighbor was Church of Christ. So they could have been Pentecostal, they could have been Baptist. It wasn't a real reason why. And then with the Church of Christ, I just, at that moment back then, it was women had to wear coffee stockings, stockings. And I got the first one to church with my wife, I had a polyester two-piece suit with these kid heels, and she was like, where you going? I'm like, here we go. I was like, no, I'm going to church. She's like, no, we go this we on fire in church. And so, so that's one thing I just wanted to put out there. You don't have to be conditioned to whatever your parents are. Sometimes we don't even realize it until we cross those paths and be like, why am I like this? And when I thought about it, it was because my parents were that. And I grew up thinking it was okay to be a cheater in my relationships and all of that, but she's the one, she's a track star, all of my relationships besides this one. Well, even at the beginning of this one, I was trying to run. I would run, leave your ass and go. But I would do what I have to do to try to make it work and then run if you wasn't trying to get the same page with me. So it just was a perfect time. She's a track star. I keep going, and then how I use love as my anchor. The love in my marriage with me and my wife is the anchor. So I hold it down. And I can't really see how I hold it down. Yeah. That's basically the inspiration behind the book. And then I just wanted people to understand, some people be like, oh, maybe from social media, feel like, oh, she has it all together. I want people to know that I'm human, I've been through a lot of self-abuse. I've been the abuser and the person getting abused physically, mentally, and emotionally. And so it's just the raw truth. Each relationship, I've only been in 5 relationships in my life, and 2 men, and with my wife named the third one. So I talk about each relationship, and before I started writing the book, while I started writing the book, I was like, I have to hold myself accountable with such and such, whatever the problem was, because if you ask me before I wrote the book, I'm like, no, I left because they were abusive. I left because this person was on drugs. But then when I get down to the nitty gritty, I'm like, well, if I would have did this better, that would have happened. So I had to hold myself accountable for some things. Actually call and apologize to my exes.
Wow.
Because, and one of them was like, what you apologize for? I was the one doing this. Yeah, but I did some stuff too, so, and I had to go down the line, and she's like, damn, I didn't think about it like that. Thank you for apologizing. My first boyfriend, I started writing a book in January 2023. My first boyfriend, he's chapter, I think, 3. And so, Lewis, he was an awesome boyfriend. He was just too nice for me. And he was way past our age. I was in like 10th grade, gave me a promise ring. He was gonna marry me. It was like a man, like an old man or something. And real respectful to things of that nature. I messed over him, I cheated on him. His sisters used to even tell him, oh, I see Hunny on Scott Street, and yada, yada, yada. So he was like, my sister said, yada, yada. I'm like, who you gonna believe, me or him? He's like, I don't believe you. And so I'm like, okay. And so I did him so wrong, and I didn't realize that until I wrote the book, and I'm literally seeing it on paper and pen, like, paper and pen, like, damn, I really did those things, like, it's getting up. So I was like, I have to apologize. So I started with him. So in March of 2023, I apologized to him, and then the book got released in October. In August, he passed away. So I was really happy that I was able to free myself and free him, because he asked me, he was like, Toya, what did I do to you for you to do me like that? And I'm like, you didn't do anything. So I was really happy about that. Writing the book, I did have to start therapy because I didn't realize I suppressed so many issues. And you don't realize you suppress the issues until you're triggered. And I was triggered writing a book. So I had to take a break, go to therapy, and all of that. So, so each chapter is about my relationship, what I could have done better, and at the end, just giving a whole little spill about everything.
So it sounds like it was therapeutic for you.
Well, at first it was kind of torture, but afterwards, the finished product, yes.
And how insightful too, and I love the fact that you take responsibility and accountability for your own actions and relationships. You know, I've talked many times on my show about how we often blame other people for the relationship downfall, instead of looking at ourselves. So I love that you said that, you know, that you took that ownership of it. It's so easy to blame others, but it's a lot harder to look at ourselves and look at our own toxic traits. Yeah. We're gonna go to our first commercial break of the evening, but everybody stay tuned for more Pink Table Talk.
In a world filled with fleeting moments, there's beauty waiting to be captured. My name is Christian, and I specialize in immortalizing your most precious memories. From elegant weddings to vibrant events and timeless portraits, I am here to make every moment unforgettable. Let me tell your story through the lens. Contact me today and let's create magic together.
Filing taxes, dealing with tax debt, or facing IRS actions is stressful, but you don't have to go it alone. Call 832-674-0829 or visit www.taxresolutionesq.com.
Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Pink Table Talk. Tonight we have LaToya Hunny Phillips, and now we're bringing on her wife, Tip. So we just finished talking about the inspiration behind her book, She's a Runner, which talked about her relationships and her relationship path. So now she is happily married to Tip. So we're going to talk to her about that. So go ahead and tell us about your relationship and how did you guys meet?
She always likes to defer to me for this story. She loves to defer to me. She doesn't get really much excitement and color. But we're gonna give credit to RIP Zip. We made True Colors, so we always want to give credit there. But we met the club when I was out at the Super Bowl weekend. I believe the Packers had just won Super Bowl, so I wanted to go outside on football. And I was on the patio because, of course, I'm outside. And this lady comes outside, and I'm watching her. She hits the door, literally. She hits the door. I see her. We make eye contact. She starts walking towards me, and I'm telling myself in my head, like, whoa, it's not that easy. Is she really coming this way? Like, so she gets real. I'm like, yeah, she really coming this way. What you about to say? Before I can say anything, what do you say to me, LaToya? Where my motherfucking money? All the things you thought a girl could say to you in that moment, man, you didn't think she was gonna say with my motherfucking money, but that's exactly what she said. With my motherfucking $20.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. As a matter of fact, it was $20. And I say, pause. And then when I lifted my head, she realized, I guess I wasn't the person that she was looking for.
I was drunk on six. Strong drink.
Yeah.
And my friend was like, I loaned my friend $20. She was like, I'm outside. And so she was outside in the parking lot, not outside on the patio. And they favored a little bit. She dark skinned too. And so I went up and I started, what's up? And I'm like,
run me my coin.
I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
She tried to run off and I grabbed her. She tried to run in. She tried to run in. I said, you know what, that's the perfect time. Because you really tried to run the moment I met you and I grabbed you and I said, I might pay for it. I looked at my brother and I said, yo, do I know this lady? And it's just, I mean, that whole night it was just conversation. And I think if the night wouldn't have ended, we would have ended that night together. No shame in our game until now. But she would have went home with me if circumstances would have been different at the time. I know you would. Yeah. Stand on it. Yeah, but you know, all these years later, but definitely we've been inseparable ever since. So, but you know, she talks about it in the chapter in the book, how we met. Like I said, circumstances might should have been a little different. She would have been home with me at the time, but I was in a situationship at the time when I met her that night. I was celebrating. Yeah. So she couldn't go home with me that night, but I would meet her for breakfast the next morning. I said, I want to see you again immediately. So we went to breakfast at Cracker Barrel, and just can't shake it, man.
So would you say it was love at first sight?
We say lust at first sight.
No, I would say damn love.
Yeah.
I would have done it that night and all that.
All that.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of passion here.
Hey, can you imagine it? I might full of that drink. We had a good time that night, man. The sun was literally coming up on us. I got to know. It's gonna be a problem.
And so how long have y'all been together now?
Mathematically, what is that?
So in January, be
15 years.
together. In January relationship.
Yeah.
December 2012 will be 11 years married.
Done.
And then in October 11th, made 10 years of our wedding anniversary.
We got a lot of things. All day service.
Yes. You can't forget them.
Super Bowl Sunday is one of my favorites personally because that was the night that I met her. So I always like Super Bowl. Football. Two of my favorite things. Hey, but you know, two of my favorite things is together on the same day. We're going to celebrate. I met you. If it wasn't for football. All right, now, I remind her that every season she want to be rapping and talking crazy. I'm like, what football favorite? Where would we be? Yeah, relax, man. It's love football.
That's right.
Yeah. Come on. You still got a problem. It's good.
And so what I love about y'all is that y'all are showing that there is longevity in LGBTQ relationships. You know, it's a common phrase that lesbian relationships are like a few weeks or you all.
You haul in, you haul out.
I mean, they do.
By year three probably, I think is the stats now. But I ain't gonna lie. I mean, year 3 we had a little spat. Year 7, I mean, all those things are real.
No, 8.
It was 8. We made it back, yeah.
It was 8 when we hit our, I don't know, I guess, changes.
I call it the growth phase.
Yeah.
Right, and we both human, right, so everybody not gonna grow at the same rate. This is one of the key things I tell everybody. They say, well, how you make it? I said, man, you gotta sustain this growth phase.
Yeah.
Cause she may go, and you gonna be down here a lot again. And we just take church, right? We just talk about our faith. She started going to church first, we get back in the church, and I got tired of being left at home. She gone 4 or 5 hours on Sunday. I'm just sitting there like, dang, you know, I'm with my friends. So I guess if I want to hang out with you, I guess I gotta go to church. Let's see. Let's go on and see what this church has got you every Sunday, man. And we've been locked in probably for the last 7 years with that. But just little things like that, sustaining growth, right? Mentally, you might be on something financially, and your partner's like, nah, I ain't, you know, that's your goal. That ain't my goal, you know. Like it's just trying to sustain through those changes, man, because it's not gonna be at the same time. You're not always gonna be on board with your partner.
But it's about communicating those things. In the book, in our chapter, I mean, everything is good now.
Yeah.
We went through therapy, and we're still in therapy, marriage and individual therapy. But our year 8 in 2023, it was very hard, very, very hard. We separated, took out an affair on me, and it took me through a lot. Thought about committing suicide. I stayed in my marriage because that's not just my wife, that's my best friend. And she wasn't herself. It wasn't just about me. She closed the family off. She, the only thing that was familiar to her that she did of us was church. I even sacrificed, I'm not gonna say sacrifice my faith because I still watch it online. But I let her go to church so that she can still have something familiar and she can still like be close to God. Because that's the only thing that was gonna save us.
Yes. Wow. And so what would you say is the key to a successful marriage?
Communication.
And people say communication, not to cut you off.
I mean, what is it?
You can say you communicate, right? Because one of the key things I was saying is I communicate. Everybody say, I'm a communicator. I talk, I communicate.
But if you're passive aggressive,
yeah, I'm getting to that. That's what I said. Yeah, you know, you're communicating, but are you being true to your feelings, right? And are you communicating for, I guess, understanding, right? So I could be saying a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm communicating. I'm throwing a bunch of stuff out there, but is my partner really comprehending what I'm saying? Right, and the way you do it is you ask questions, okay, now tell me what you heard. Tell me what you heard. I just said a lot. I'm gonna stop right there and tell me what you heard. If they can't regurgitate back and it don't sound like what you said, we gotta go back and there's no need to move on. We gotta stay right there.
We do that now.
We do that now.
Because during the process, when we started going to therapy, with me writing the book and all this kind of stuff, I found out that I'm ADHD. So one of the things with ADHD, forgetfulness, time lapse, angry spells, like me spacing out that I did have a temper problem, and she was the first person that told me that you need to use your words and not your hands. I was just using my hands because that's what we did in my previous relationship, and I brought that back cheer. But she was like, at the time, she was like, I'm glad you can do it. I'm not gonna out. I'm not gonna do that. You need to communicate. Use your words and not your hands. Please. So I've never had nobody tell me like you need to talk out with what you want because you're acting out for something. And so a lot of times people don't understand that they might be suffering, might be on the spectrum, and it's okay to be on the spectrum. I feel like my ADHD is my superpower. It helps me do all the stuff that I'm doing now. It keeps I hyper focused. And I'm there, but the thing is you have to get diagnosed so you can know what you're going through, get properly medicated. With me being properly medicated now, I'm not so fast to react. Normally I would just pop off, but now I'm like let me process this before I react. And let me think about, I think about the whole situation and the consequences and all this kind of stuff or whatever, because a lot of times I'm interact with me, I'm trying to pull up to this house, but now I got too much to lose and I need to think about the consequences and, all of these things or whatever. So the medicine kind of helps me like.
Well, it supports therapy, and I'm not even just gonna say it's medication, it's a connection between that and the therapy too, and learning how to, notice your triggers, and you also stay out of a lot of things that take you there too.
Yes, and I stay away from triggers now.
Yeah.
Like if something triggers me, I gotta go because I can't risk.
Yeah. That's very insightful, and I love that you mentioned the ADHD. I feel like now a lot of adults are being diagnosed.
And they say if women you don't find out until you get older, if boys you find out like when they're in school and stuff, women you really don't find out until they get older and they're actually doing like daily activities and stuff like that. Because sometimes I can't even I want to do things, but I can't even get up out the bed. And it's like, oh my gosh, there's so much to do. Like even something simple as from the weekend, I have polished shoes that I wore from Friday to Monday. I'm like, I don't feel like doing this. Tip will be like, hey, just start doing something. Just put a little bit goes a long way. In my mind, I'm like, I need to do everything. And she's like, no, just start here. That'll chip it off the block. And then the next day you do something, chip it off the block. So, and then people with ADHD are also 10% more higher to get divorced. So a lot of their partners don't understand what they're going through. You have to have patience.
Yeah.
So I'm lucky that she does have patience.
Joe.
But once I got diagnosed, it was like a sigh of relief. Like we're not crazy.
You can put a name on it. It's like once you can name it, it's like anything, right? It's like once you can name it, now you can figure out how to get past it. And I think with that was part of our recovery and our path back to it. It's like, no, something is wrong. If you don't figure out what's wrong with you, I'm over here doing the work with me. It's like we gotta figure out what's going on. And I think once she started activating that, took my lead, because I went to therapy first, right? And it was just like, come on, like this is part of the commitment. This is my non-negotiable, basically, is what it was. And it it got us here, man. That and the fact that she allowed me to stay in the church. She allowed me to stay grounded and rooted in the one thing that I really grasped onto. It really got us back. Like I told her, she thinks it's a joke. I said, you don't remember how you just walked in that church that day? I was up there singing, you walked in, like, the doors open like the first day I seen you. Literally, I'm like, it was crazy. And I was telling her, she said, what made you come back? I said, when you came to church that day and walked in, I had literally prayed a prayer prior to that before I was ministering your song. And you walked in late as I was singing. And they kind of heard the frog in my voice as you walked in, and it was like, all right, God. All right, cool, all right, I'm tripping, you got it, so I'm gonna let you take lead. And that's just kind of where my faith took me. We just went from there, man. She was doing the work, I was doing the work, and it's like I tell her every day, as long as we clock in and we working, we're gonna be all right, man. We just no days off. And if we taking a day off, let's just communicate that. If you say you need a day off, peace out. Take your PTO and we'll figure it out when you get back. But it's like that. Sometimes you just gotta take a break. I was telling my therapist this morning, I said, I mean, you like somebody, like I might not like you every day, but I love you every day. Some days I might be like, I love your dirty girls. But please go in the living room right now. I'm trying to just go, and we've learned through therapy that it's okay to do that.
Yes.
So I think that's the biggest thing. Like, we cool. That's my best thing.
That's wonderful. Yeah, awesome. I love this. You guys have some great advice, great tips, and you guys are doing great things to keep your relationship going. So
stay working, man.
Yeah, awesome. So we're gonna go to our next break of the evening, but everybody stay tuned for more Pink Table Talk.
Join us for a captivating new series where Lawin sits down with the trailblazers of the music and entertainment world. Discover the stories behind the faces and voices that shape our culture and community.
We will bring you exclusive interviews with industry legends and rising stars. Behind the scenes insights and get a peek into the creative processes and personal journeys. Artists and performers and their upcoming shows and events.
Stay tuned for more updates and sneak peeks. Follow us on social media and subscribe to our channel. For divorce and family law in Texas, Liggett Dizon Law Firm PC will guide you every step of the way.
From initial consultation to detailed review of your case and strategic planning,
will sit with you during negotiations or mediations, and represent you in court.
Whether it is a family law, estate planning, or immigration, we will be there to guide through the final steps.
So, leave your legal matters behind you and embrace your future.
You can contact Liggett Dizon Law Firm PC at 346-5454-346 or visit DizonLawFirm.com.
Welcome back to Paint Table Talk. The show is produced by Lawin Media Network. You can catch us live every Wednesday at 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern through our YouTube channel, Facebook, Twitch TV, or on all podcast platforms. Tonight, we're talking with LaToya Hunny Phillips. So we just spoke with her about her marriage and the keys to a successful marriage. So LaToya, now my question for you is, currently there's a threat on LGBTQ marriages, and there was a new rule passed where judges can now choose whether to marry gay couples or not. What are your thoughts about that?
I think it's horrible. Like, I guess Abbott is the one who passed it down, and it's just like we all need to get to the polls when it's time to vote for the governor. We have to put him out, like, because he's doing too much. And it makes me angry. With me running for office now, I took a pause because I was like, do I really want to do this? But with all these new laws, I felt my why in and I got angry. And it starts with the local politics. And people forget about the local politics because that helps the higher up. So now I'm just fueled and I just want to put all the energy that I have into it so I can try to do my part and make it a better place, a better community.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And recently they removed the Rainbow Streets in Montrose, the gay district in Houston. What were your thoughts about that?
I mean, it wasn't doing anything to anybody. I feel like it was just cruel and it was no reason to do it.
So in your opinion, you felt that the Rainbow Streets weren't really hurting anybody?
Correct.
Yeah, very true. And so with you running for councilwoman, what do you hope to accomplish?
Well, in my local community, in City Council in Rosenberg, I feel like there's no diversity in our City Council. I want to help. I'm there for everybody, but I want to have be representation for our Black and Brown community and stand up for them. Rosenberg is ran like the old time way, the old boys way, and it needs to grow into the future, like to the now, and it's not. I feel like it's not. And our current mayor feels like he wants to run it back in the day, like 1980, 1990. And that's just not it. We're growing, more subdivisions are being built. It's becoming way more diverse, not just for the county, but as Rosenberg has become more diverse. So we just need to grow with the times and get people to help it.
That's wonderful. And so what inspired you to run for office? That's quite the undertaking.
Yeah, I never thought about. Well, I guess I joked and played and I would be the mayor one day. But politics didn't become a care of mine until we became homeowners. When I had to worry about property taxes, find out about these things, disputing the property taxes. What is a MUD? Like just talking about all of these things, and nobody told us that part about being a homeowner. And so once I got into that, first I became a precinct chair for the Fort Mill County Democrats, and then one of the other precinct chairs, she's a MUD director. It was like the MUD directors is coming up for vote. And so I was like, what's the MUD director? So she told me, and so she was like, it's a Board of 5 that represents your MUD district. And they just represent the community And they're basically like city council, but ran by the county and not by the city. And so they make decisions for the mud, parks, recreation, mud taxes, streets, sidewalks, trash, waste management, water plants, and stuff like that. And so when I looked up on the website, all of them were up for, they were up. Their time was up. So it's time to re-elect. And so I applied. Somebody withdrew the application so that I could do it. But the 5 people that were on the board, they don't stay in my community. They didn't stay in my community. I asked the person who I replaced, I said, how did you get on the board and you stay in Cyprus? He was like, well, my ex-wife was best friends with the developer's wife, and we was on vacation. They was like, do you want to make some money? I was like, yeah, you get on this mud board, and that's how that. We do get paid to be mud directors. It's not that much, but we do get paid. But it's free money, and the people of color don't know any of these things. So as soon as I did my application, I didn't have to, it's an elected official position as well, and so is the precinct chair. But if nobody runs against you, I can go on the ballot. So, and so nobody read against me, so I became one of them 2 mud directors for my mud, me and this other lady, and it's 3 that don't stay in our district. And so just sitting there at the table with all of these people making decisions once a month, I'm like, I need to do more because people just don't know what's going on. My neighbors, I try to tell them, hey, come to these meetings, we're making decisions, it's open to the public, and just different things. Since I became a mud director, May made a year, and I've lowered our mud taxes in my mud district 2 cents. I've hired 3 constables full-time to patrol our area, and I currently have a parks one on the ballot now. Hopefully it gets passed so that we can have pocket parks in the neighborhood and green spaces. And so I'm already doing the work in my community, but just for my mud and not for the city. So the city I know is way bigger than what I'm doing now. But I feel like if I can handle this, I can handle that too as well.
And so you said you're the only one who's actually a citizen of Rosenberg that's on the.
I know, with me and another person. Yeah, we came together,
Oh,
me and
wow.
this other lady. And so 3 of them are not residents in our mud district, and us 2 we are.
Is that fairly common?
Yes,
Oh,
because people don't know about it. They've been on the board for 10 years.
yes, wow. And what is
Yeah, I came here 9
Yeah.
and I ran, so they resigned. They didn't run against me because they make their money from out here.
Oh, wow.
We get per diems and stuff like that. So they go along with what the developers and everybody else wants. They really don't care. And if we don't show up in the meetings,
Right.
even if they are on the board, we don't show up in the meetings in my mud to tell them, hey, this is happening. It's just flies by.
And what is a mud board?
Most of it. It's municipal utility district.
Okay.
Over waterways, waste management, streets, park recreations, trash,
Water,
sewage.
trash bill, those taxes that you paying in there are paying for those parks and streets and sidewalks. If you live outside the city.
No, you can't stay in the mud and still be ran by the city. It just depends. Like Missouri City has a lot of those, but most of the time it's outside of the city limits.
Wow. And so what's the difference with doing that versus councilwoman? How much more of an impact would you have as a councilwoman?
So I'm running for at-large position that's over the whole city of Rosenberg. And the city council, they will be doing way more than what the mud. I'm just over those particular things. City council will be over everything citywide.
And what inspiration are you hoping to give to other women or people of color in general, being a council?
They need to step up to the plate and just do it. Like, we need to show representation. We need to learn what's going on. Like I said, I only learned because I became a homeowner. Had I not been a homeowner, I would not even be worried about that. But it's things that we still need to be worried about. So if you have friends or families, members that are trying to tell you about things that's going on politically, like listen to them, try to help out, take a friend to the poll, like numbers really matter and it counts.
And so when does the voting begin for this year?
May 2nd.
May 2nd? So that's coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, I filed my paperwork in January, so I'll hit the ground running in January, end of January.
That's nice. We're going to take another commercial break where we're going to be back with more Pink Table Talk with LaToya and Phillips.
Don't miss out legal knowledge of legal treats with attorney Aileen every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time or Saturday 7:30 a.m. PHT. The most awaited Saturday show is coming back. Teacher Talk. Live Chickahaw with Ma'am Cora and Dr. Nils. Launching soon. Shake, shimmy, and shine. Scarlett's got your dance workout covered. Tune in live every Sunday 7 p.m. CST or Monday 8 a.m. PHT for Swirl It with Scarlett.
Welcome back to Pink Table Talk. Before we went on break, we talked with LaToya Hunny Phillips about her upcoming run for councilwoman. So LaToya, what does an effective leader look like to you in the government?
One, listening to the people, not just going in with your own hidden agendas, being fair across the board. No matter what political party you're in, being fair, period. And stand on everything that you put out to the voters, to your constituents, and keep the promises, if any, made.
Yeah. And what are some changes you would like to see as council?
One, more work in the community, because with Fort Bend County Pride, when I was looking for sponsors for businesses and stuff like that, they didn't know who their councilmen or women were. They didn't know like who their commissioner was. And these were businesses in downtown Rosenberg. And I feel like people frequent them a lot. So you should know, they should stop by and say, hey, I'm such and such or whatever. What else? Just being there for like the community and stuff like that.
Are there any major issues that you currently see?
Maybe with the police. It's been a lot of Black and brown people in court. So currently, I'm gonna try to see what I can do as far as like paying attention to that and trying to see what I can work out or just use that as a platform to run on to as well. What else? Small businesses. A lot of the small businesses complain about the permitting, their permitting experiences taking like 6 months to 12 months. And it shouldn't take that long. We're Rosenberg, we're not that big and stuff like that, so just those things.
And for the youth, what are you hoping to accomplish for the youth of Rosenberg?
More after school programs. So we have a lot in the inner city, but as the rural areas are growing, we don't have that for the rural areas. So I'm bringing that to them too as well.
That's great. That's wonderful. So now we're going to open up the floor to our audience to ask some questions. Okay.
She's gonna give you a mic.
Hello, honey. Thank you for this. This is beautiful. As if we elect you as Councilwoman at large, why do you think that diversity is important to having the city council?
Representation matters. So I want Black and brown people to see like I can do that. Because right now we have no representation. Well, the brown that we do have, they Caucasian. So I'm talking about real Black and brown people. So I want them to be able to say, look at her, like, cause I wanna still keep my lashes, my nails, like I wanna be relatable. So I want the people to say like, if she can do it, I can do it. Cause people telling me like, you gonna do it, you're gonna run for city council and your nails alone? Absolutely. I'm not changing me. I'm running on me, like, what you see is what you get.
Any other questions from the audience? Don't be shy.
She has a lot to say tonight.
You want me to answer? I do got a question. I was ready. So, Miss Hunny, let's talk about the book. All right. I remember at one point when the book dropped, we were talking about potentially making this a film or a cinema of some sort. What can the people expect now from Hunny the authors? Right? Is it going to be Hunny the executive producer next? I mean, you're gonna wake up tomorrow and say it's gonna be a movie. What can the people expect now from you besides city councilwoman, or can you say that you're finished with that, or you put it on pause?
Working on part 2, as you know. And I would like to make a movie. Would you like to play your part? It won't be that.
You gotta give me
More questions? And I love the term you coined, authoress. That's so beautiful. I love that. You know, I like it. I'm gonna use that.
Any other questions?
Oh, okay.
So I want to say, I'm so proud of you and good job.
Thank you.
But my question is, when, because we're already claiming it, when you take office, what is your first line of action?
Question.
My first line of action, I think I want to see, well, I don't know if I need to say demand or see for everybody, all the city council women and men to actually read, what is it of the city? I can't think of it. It's like a book of the city. I forgot what they call it. A charter. The charter of the city. Because when we go to the city council meetings, they're like, oh, it's in the charter. It's like, oh, it is? Where is it in the charter? Oh, I have to read the charter. How are you not a city council member and you haven't read the charter? We need to know like what's in the charter in case the public comes to us and say like this X, Y, and Z. We don't have time to talk here and look at our phones on like it's in the charter, it's in the charter. We should all know what's going on. So that's the first one in action.
So, honey, one of the things I hear you say is that you don't like bullies.
Yeah.
And you said that pretty strong, and I'm back here pumping it up, right? So could you maybe give us a little more background and what made you feel so strongly about that and bullies?
It could be anything. Like if we could be in a room full of 50 people, and well, so normally I'm the person in the room that's not scared to say what everybody else is thinking. Okay, yeah. Okay, perfect example. I work for the food step office. And so, our program manager was making us work overtime during the week and the weekends. I don't have any kids, but my coworkers have kids, so it's either or for them. Either they can be there during the week or the weekend. And so we had this big meeting, and the people came down from Austin, and at the meeting they had all these people, all the big wigs. So they asked, did anybody have any questions or did anybody need to say something? Nobody told me in corporate America, like these big meetings, you go to shut up.
You're supposed to lasted a long time ago.
Sorry, I know. But you're supposed to be quiet and not say anything, and that's just not me. Like, I've been in a room and be against whoever by myself or whatever, and still say what I have to say. But I felt the need to stand up for my coworkers, and I was like, because my program manager was like, everybody needs to work weekends and the weekdays. So her boss's boss was there, so I thought I should, get clarification for everybody. We're out here. And so I was like, hey, I work at the office on Telephone Road, and we're doing working overtime weekdays and weekends. Are we supposed to do both, or can we do either or? So they was like, oh, talk to your program manager, she'll be able to explain it to you more. I was like, she's been on fire. And I was like, oh, that doesn't work. I've talked to her before. And so I could just feel her staring me down. So they was like, well, I'm sure she went over. No, she has not. We're doing both over here. And for my coworkers with kids, that's not fair. I don't have kids, but for my coworkers with kids, that's not fair. So I got clarification, at that meeting, and it's supposed to be either or. And so when I got back to the office, mind you, when I came into this office, I was a clerk. She moved me to office manager because I'm just working, doing things. People call me her little pet or whatever. So she makes a lot of exceptions for me and stuff like that. But because I did that, she called me on the loudspeaker in my main name, LaToya Crosby, come to the program manager's office. So everybody's like, ooh, I'm going down the hallway. I remember one of my Indian coworkers, he's like, thank you, LaToya, you're the voice of the people. And so I'm in trouble. I go in there, she was like, do you have a future in this job? I was like, yeah, I hope so. And so she was like, well, what you did is unacceptable. If you wanna, move up, then you have to learn how to keep your mouth shut. So I was like, oh, okay. And so afterwards, she moved me from office manager to working in the lobby. Telephone roads made up of 30 zip codes and predominantly Spanish. So the person that needed to be in the lobby needed to be Spanish. They needed to be bilingual. And so she moved me there knowing that I don't speak Spanish. So I'm like, cool, she want me to quit, I'm not quitting. So I'm just I just had to learn the stuff in Spanish that I needed to say. You receive your application in the mail in 2 weeks. So I was like, receive, bro, application. I was, hola, gracias. So I'm moving, doing what I need to do. But she's studying, trying to find things. The line going fast. She said, oh, you're taking your time. Because I didn't have a copier in the lobby. I had to go in behind the desk. It was just a lot. So in those, in a case like that.
So they made it impossible.
Yeah.
And she tried.
Yeah, she tried to. And then I had hurt myself on the job. And I had went out on leave about a year, and they paid me for it to my left shoulder. And it's still messed up right now. And that was the end of the day.
We have one more question from the audience.
Okay. So for your last question, what's your why? What keeps you going every day despite all the adversity that comes your way? Because I'm sure you face a lot of adversity, but you still keep going and going and going. So what's your why?
Going to play yesterday. Another story. We had an alligator in the pond in my neighborhood. I'm thinking the neighbors will be okay, yes, we're gonna get this alligator going. This alligator keeps coming from our vacation line. And he's been coming up to the concrete. So somebody I don't think this is the regular alligator that we've been having since it's been here like 9 years. Because that one just stays out there in the water, but this one keeps coming to the concrete. So I'm like, somebody posted them and I'm like, hey, no worries, we're gonna get that taken care of. Just stay safe in the meantime. And so somebody comes on there and talk about why we love the alligator. I'm like, we love the alligator. Now, somebody big. I'm like, what about the kids, small kids? And the pets, the pets need to be on a leash and people need to get their kids. Okay, this is a big field, but if somebody gets bite, it's gonna be county fault and everybody else's fault. And it's gonna be a problem. So just because they little petty stuff, when they kept going on and on in our neighborhood group, I want to say, if y'all and the alligator, they're like, no, don't take it personal. What happened? The alligator got caught. It was they placed them back in the natural habitat. That's the proper thing to do. Like you're not gonna be able to always make people happy. So I had to like let that roll off my back. But my why. I had lost my hope because I was like, this is another level. Like, Hunny unlocked another level. That's what I do. I'm like, another damn level. Like, because after this level, it's like, what else is next? Like, and she goes, man, you gonna try to be the president of the United States? I'm like, I'm really not going, I don't think I'm gonna go that far. But it's just like, I never know what's next. So this is just like here, and it's just like another level. But, I was scared of that. I'm always scared of everything that I do, believe it or not, but I still do it, keep the job done, because if I put my name on it, I'm gonna do my best of my ability to do and give it my all. So, my why is added. All of these things that, these laws, like this redistricting, like all of these things, like make me angry, and I don't wanna talk and not do nothing about it. I can vote, but I'm more than a voter. I want to put in the work, like I want to be in the room, like whatever I can make happen. And it'll start from here and then go to there, because once I become city councilwoman, the people that's running for the county, they're gonna lean on me to get Rosenberg together. So if I have that influence for Rosenberg, then that helps the person that's running for the county. Then with the county, they gonna have Rosenberg plus support in the county, that's gonna help for the state. And then it just goes up and up the ladder. And I think a lot of people don't think about it like that, but ever since I've gotten angry and said, this is what I need to do to try to make a difference and just not talk, but put action behind it, that's why.
Oh, we have one more question from our audience. Oh, two. Got a nice crowd tonight.
Hi, Hunny. So I have a relationship question. Ooh, you and I talked often about that, and but I want to hear more. You elaborate more on 2018,
2023.
2023.
Was it last? Okay.
So you talk about what you did for her, but what did you do for yourself to get through it?
So while she was out doing her thing, you know, our normal thing is, oh, she's talking to somebody, let me talk to somebody. And that wasn't working. I found myself trying to find a her in all of them. So at that point, I was like, I need to stop trying to date. Like, I couldn't, the talking, the way that I was being treated, I'm sorry for y'all single people. It's really, the pool is pee and poop, like really, poop, like food poisoning, poop. Yeah, and so one of my sayings is that hurt people, and if we just stop and take a moment to like heal for a second, and then try to get with somebody, but I say counseling first. Like even if you seriously, exclusively dating, that counseling is gonna help you. And I'm like, pay attention to red flags. Like red flags in the beginning, gonna be red flags. Like just pay attention. And don't make excuses, especially if you're older. Like you're older, man, cut it off. And then on to the next. There's nothing wrong with dating multiple people. I know some people want to tie people down, but like, no, only me. Date multiple people. See who piques your interest. And if a person got a problem with you dating multiple people, it's a problem with them because you need to be dating multiple people, and we can see like how it works out. and a lot of factors play involved. Ask the questions like what you do, what you do for a living. Are y'all compatible? Like religion, the kids, money wise. Like a lot of those things are the top things that people don't discuss. If you get married and be like, you Catholic and I'm Buddhist. And that don't, like, what we gonna do about this? Like, we should have talked about this beforehand. Family plays a part. Yeah, because some people are ride for their family. You can't do nothing to respect it. And then some people isolate themselves from the family. And for me, that's a deal breaker because if you keep yourself away from your family, then are you family oriented? Like, that's a big thing, being family oriented and stuff like that. So, let's ask questions and pay attention to it. So.
That's great.
Did I answer that question?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Ms. Hunny, so with you being an author, a philanthropist, and a visionary, what will be your words of wisdom to the generation coming up underneath you?
For in what aspect? In what aspect? Where?
In any aspect. In relationships, in being in a community, being involved,
it's different parts of it. Relationship wise, work on yourself first. Heal. I know it's hard. It's very hard. I'm not gonna say you gotta be completely healed to meet somebody or be with somebody, but work on yourself. Be working on yourself. Be a work in progress. And like I said, pay attention to the red flags, communication, understanding, listen to understand. As far as community wise, get in where you fit in. Community work is different for different people. Some people, if you're just feeding the homeless, you're helping. If you are political, like you out there, just get people to vote. Try to guide people. Some people don't even know what's on the ballot. They don't understand the word. Get the verbiage, get a simple ballot, like help them out or route them in the right way, like how they can find the information. So that's as a relationship wise, that's as a community activist, and what other way do you?
Life overall.
I say the visionary, have tunnel vision, lock in what you see at the end of the tunnel, go for it, but don't stop there because the tunnel can end, but the sky is the limit. So just do what you need to do to get where you need to go, and don't let that stop you. Keep going. There's always more to be done.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you all for your wonderful questions. I'd like to thank Hunny for coming on the show, and we have a gift for you. On behalf of Lawin Media and Pink Table Talk, we'd like to present you with this gift, and we wish you much success in the future. Keep on making that impact in the community. So thank you everybody for tuning in tonight to Pink Table Talk. Be sure to catch us next week on Wednesday at 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern, either through our YouTube Live, Facebook, Twitch TV, or on all podcast platforms. Thank you again for joining us, and have a good night.